Right, last bit of this window. I'm just going to click on my window so I can see it down in the layers palette there. So we want to do the top bit of this, which is the flippy out window. So let's have a look at it in here. So it's got the same kind of depth as that, but will obviously be bigger because it will sit behind here and shut. So that's what we need to do. So let's have a looky. How are we going to do that? Still don't look quite deep enough, is it? I think it's fine actually. I think it's fine. Okay, so they need to be about the same size as that. So how are we going to do this? Let's go into edit mode, so press tab key to get into edit mode. And okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll go into faces mode, so control tab into face mode, and we'll take the faces that are here already and we'll take them off and then separate them and then make them a new object, and then we'll make the window out of that. So we're in face mode, right click, shift right click, all the way around like so. Okay, and then we're going to press shift and D to duplicate, and then we're going to press Y to constrain along the Y axis. Okay. And then what we're going to do is extrude this out. Okay, so we'll press E, and then we'll just push this out so it's around about the same width as, maybe we could scale that back in again a little bit, S and Y. Cancel that, S, Y, no, of course, because we don't need to scale it in, we just need to pull it back. So we don't need to use scale for that, because we can just pull this back and forwards here to get it just about right. Okay, so just deselect everything there. Okay, now I'm going to click Z so we can see through our object, so we can select everything, and then press B, and then drag select around the entire object. Because what we want to do now is go into the mesh menu here, and then we want to go into vertices, and then we want to click separate, or P is the shortcut. Okay, and then separate here by selection. Okay, so what happens now is this now is a completely different object to this one, but we've got this area here is exactly the same size as our window frame. Right, so I'm going to press tab just to get out of edit mode here, and I'm going to press select this one here, and then we're going to press tab to go into edit mode, and then A to deselect everything. So this is what we've got. Now what we need is this kind of edge needs to be in here, and we need to have a center pole here. So so the easiest way to do this, I think, would be as if we go into, if we press 1 on the keyboard, and then 5, so we're in orthographic mode, and then we can zoom in here a little bit, and what we need to do is go into vertex mode, so control tab into vertex mode, and then press B for box select, and then we can select all of these maybe this isn't the best way to do it. Let's just see. We can select all of these and then press S to scale in. Okay, now if we press Shift, that'll make this much gentler. Okay, so looking down below just a little bit just to see, looking at the left and right, and then S and then Z to scale up and down. So press Shift again until it's a roundabout square. Okay. So now we've got this, and then I press 1 again, so we're square on with it. The next thing we want to do is create these two. We've got obviously this section here is going to have a straight through partition between the bits of glass. So I'm going to press A and press N on the keyboard. I'm starting to notice that we may have something we might need to just fix. So that's 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now sadly this has kind of manoeuvred itself away from being square, which is slightly annoying. So I think what we might try and do is, if we go into edge mode and then press Alt key and then click this back edge, if you have the same problem. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to shift click the other edges that this belongs to. Okay, and then I'm really gently going to see if we can just nip it back in as best possible. Like so. Alright, so now it's about right in the centre there. Obviously we do have the same issue kicking off around the back here, so we might just fix this as well. So in this one it's a bit easier if we deselect everything and then press the Alt key on the inside edge. Now which one would be the one to do it? So it would be the bottom back, yeah, so it's the second one on the right here. So we press the Alt key down, then that will select us the beginnings of an edge loop here, and then all the other edges we just need to that's number 1. All the other edges we just need to shift and click them. Okay. And then we can do the same thing again, just kind of maneuver, use the shift key, maneuver them ever so slightly. Into position. Okay. And then press A to deselect. Okay, so now number 1. So what we're going to need to do is create a, we need to do a loop cut up here, so Control R and then push forward once with the mouse wheel and then press left mouse button down. Okay, and I'm going to press S on the keyboard and then S on the keyboard and then X just to scale on the X-axis. And then we're going to do the same as what we did before, so we'll jump into vertex mode, so Control Tab into vertex, press A to undo everything, and then B find out where along the x-axis this sits. So this is 0.543, minus 0.543. Okay, so I'm going to press A to deselect, B, it's nearly there, minus 0.543, there we go. And we do the same on the other side. Press A, press B, drag select 565, press A, press B, drag select, and that should be 565. And we could do the same up here too. We could B, drag select 565, and then A, B, drag select 5. Oh no, that shouldn't be 565, should it? No, 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 no. So we just A off of that, B, what was this one? 543. So press A, B, and that should be 543. Okay, and that makes them nice and straight. And then I think this one could probably do with press A, press B, that should be 565. Okay, and that looks about right. Okay, so we're going to nip into face mode again. So Control Tab Face, and then we're going to select this face and extrude it down. So we can do that. We can nip into number 1 again. Press E, extrude it down to almost around about right, and then we'll press Q to zoom into selected. Just manoeuvre around a little bit, and then this is pretty much the same as what we did before. In fact, it's exactly the same as what we did before. So press X, delete faces, right click on that face, press X, delete faces, Control Tab into vertex mode, and then select this, and then Shift select this one, Alt M last. Select, Shift select, Alt M last. Select, Shift select, Alt M last, and select, Shift select, Alt M left. Okay, so press A again just to deselect, press Tab, Z, and then you see what we've got is this. Now the thing that's really going to be slightly annoying about this is when we rotate this. So let's say I go down into the little tumbler here, and then I rotate this. It's going to rotate around there, okay, which is certainly not what we want. So what we'll do is we'll go into edit mode again, press Tab to go into edit mode, and then Control Tab to select faces, and then just select this bottom face here, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Mesh, Snap, Mesh, Snap, Cursor to Selected, and then we're going to tab out of that into Object mode, and then we're going to go to Object, Transform, Origin to 3D Cursor. And what that's done is it's taken our origin and it's moved it to the bottom of our object here, okay? And now we can see that that flips around from there. So when we move this across to here, and we decide, I'm just going to press 5 just to get into perspective mode, and let's just say we organise this so that it fits really well, and there are fittings there and it does its thing. Then when we rotate it using our tumbler, we can do this. So in fact, if we just shift click our top layer so we can see the rest of the building, then we can kind of see the effect. I'll just press A to deselect it. We can kind of see the effect that it might produce, you know, just as a bit of dynamics to the way things look. Okay, but there effectively for now, in its simplest, at least in its simplest form, there's the makeup of a window frame.